Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or I guess I should say good morning. I can't. Let me look at my watch. It's okay. We're 8 minutes from midnight in Central Time. It's almost 1 a.m. on the East Coast. But I'm Dalton Hopkins, flanked to my left by Michael Massie of Frontstretch.com. We are here live at Worldwide Technology Raceway in St. Louis or Illinois Gateway, wherever you want to call it, in the St. Louis area. And we just got done with a late night NASCAR Xfinity Series race. The last race of the regular season for the Xfinity Series, their regular season finale. And we got to talk about the winner. We got to talk about the playoffs. But first, we got to talk about some of the other events that occurred here today. We had quite a few things going on at Gateway. First off, Cup Series qualifying. Denny Hamlin gets a 46th career Cup Series pole. He's out tied with Junior Johnson for 11th all time. You got any reaction? You're like the historian. So what you got reactions to that?
I mean, that's two of the greatest ever without a title tying each other. It's perfect, right? But that's not the person with the most polls without a title.
Yeah, it's Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman.
Yeah. I don't think he's too far from Ryan either. I think he's still got a little bit of ways to go. But I mean, back-to-back polls for Denny Hamlin anyway. So still a pretty solid day for him, especially amid everything that's going on off the racetrack. So he's still as competitive as ever. So he'll be a favorite for tomorrow. And then we have to talk about the Xfinity race, of course. Now, we had a not very surprising winner at all, actually. Just how unsurprising of a winner is our winner tonight?
I mean, the only surprising part is that Connor Zilisch, our winner, once again, the 8th time in a 9-week span, his 9th overall, 4 consecutive. I mean, all the things just keep on coming and coming for number 88. It is funny that, in trucks you have Corey Heim just winning over and over. Xfinity, it's all Zilisch all the time. But the surprise was that on that late restart, or on the last restart, none of those guys took him out.
Yeah.
He had like a killer's row of guys that needed a murderer's row of guys that needed to win. Christian Eckes, William Sawalich, and none of them took him out. Zilisch won once again.
Let me recall. I think it was the last restart with 12 laps to go. You had William Sawalich in the 18. I think he was restarting third. You had Christian Eckes in 6th. I believe Parker Retzlaff was in the top 10 as well. You had some other. Matt DiBenedetto was in there too. I know I'm forgetting a couple guys. I know there's some other guys that were there, but I mean the point being is like half of the top 10 were full of drivers and must wins, and still, I was expecting Williams. So I didn't think Connor Zilisch was going to make it past turn 2. I never thought that 88 car was going to see turn 2 on that restart. But Sawalich raced him semi-clean, I guess. I mean, but got himself up to got himself up to second, and then Zilisch just did what Zilisch does, and he just pulled away and got the win. And Christian Eckes jumped from 6th to 3rd. Another like a really valiant effort for both of those guys, but still couldn't pull it off. And both of them post-race, you can check out those post-race videos on frontstretch.com or YouTube page. Both of them said that if they had one more restart, I think it'd been interesting to see. Both of them said that they needed one more restart to get them, and that's true all the time when you're racing against Connor Zilisch.
I'm glad we didn't have one more restart,
I
because
am too.
if we had one more restart, we would have had 10 more restarts, and we would still be racing right now when we're filming this thing.
We're already tired.
Yeah, we're already tired. And you'd have Garrett Smithley taking the checkered flag right now because he was the only one left out there.
That'd have been a story. No, we never would have left for that. Oh man. Yeah, but like you said, Connor Zilisch, he does get his 9th win of the year. I think is it the 10th for the 88 and 9th for Zilisch, or is it the? I think that's what it is, or maybe it's the 9th for the 88 overall. But either way, just the point is that we are witnessing a talent that is just unprecedented. I mean, I looked up a stat. I'm like 99.9% that it's very accurate, but he is now the only driver, or the second driver in the modern era, to win 4 consecutive races, all from the pole, in any series. The only other one, well, I told you earlier, so I was gonna have you guess.
What?
But who would have you
So
thought?
You're saying he won 4 straight times from the pole.
From the pole.
So he said boogity, 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 boogity. Is what he said. Darrell Waltrip is the other one.
1981, Darrell Waltrip was the only other one. Of course, there's an asterisk with Daytona for Connor Zilisch because technically he didn't really win that race. It was Parker Kligerman, but look,
He didn't really win the pole.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, same deal. Like the stat is still there. Like all from the pole, or at least qualified for the pole and got a win. So it's credited with a win. So, but yeah, those guys are in, or those guys did make the playoffs. Who did? Harrison Burton. So we talked to him also after the race. We got quite a few guys, about what I think about like 10 drivers, something like that, after the race. So pretty decent amount. You can check. And an owner. And we'll get to him in a second. Yeah. A really good story, but we'll get to him in a second. But all in all, a lot of you can check out all the post-race reactions, all the post-race content on our YouTube page. Be sure to check that out. A lot of good guys that we got from there. And William Sawalich didn't make it. Christian Eckes didn't make it. Harrison Burton does. First year with AM Racing. First ever playoff berth for AM Racing in the Xfinity Series. So congrats to that team. They will now race for a championship with 7 races left in the season. But another team that you could consider an underdog team, I guess, also had a pretty good night tonight. In fact, you could say that it was so good, they celebrated with cigars afterward.
That's right. Alpha Prime Racing. It was the first time all year Alpha Prime with Connor, Tommy Joe Martins had all 3 cars finish in the top 20. I know earlier in the year they had a double top 5, but the third car wasn't in the top 20. So first time for that. So there's some consistency for you. First top 10 for Parker Retzlaff since that Rockingham top 5. In between that, he had one of the most awful stretches any driver could have. In the 16 races, he had 7 DNFs. So almost half of the races he had a DNF with everything going wrong. Wrecks, blown engines, electrical issues, fires, water pump, like you name it, they had it. And it would have been easy for them to get down. And he started 26th tonight, so another reason to get down. But they just kept fighting, and they got that top 10. Brendan Poole actually 4 straight top 15s now. And LeVar Scott in his second ever Xfinity start started way back at 36th, finished 19th. So he got better as it went on. So the whole, Tommy Joe Martin's thing is they get a top 10. He does a little puff on a cigar.
Cigars. It was just cigars.
He puffs, and then he passes the other cigars to other people. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Tom. Forgive me. And not only that, Parker Retzlaff, when I was doing the interview with him, he gets shot in the face with confetti. So it's just a wild scene down there at Alpha Prime. They didn't win the race, but they were celebrating just the same. They were happier than some of the guys that made the playoffs here tonight.
Like William Sawalich and Christian Eckes both matched their best career results tonight. And they were so pissed, just so upset, like frowning the whole time. There was no smiles to be had. And then Parker Retzlaff gets an 8th place finish, and it's like he won the race. Literally throwing confetti in the garage.
Yeah, all he needed was Tommy Joe Martins to look at the camera and say, "This is the Xfinity Racing Gateway, right?"
Started doing the icky shuffle.
Yeah, the icky shuffle. Exactly. So just fun time for those guys. Brad Perez as well. He got in on the fun. He helped fix that the 45 car when it had some damage. So just, it's cool to see the underdog teams perform well here at NASCAR, and that was the case of it today.
Well, I think that about wraps it up for today's events. As you can see right behind, maybe you could tell behind us, we have the one and only, the GOAT, Cody Ware's garage right behind us right now, and among many others, their cars are sleeping in their warm beds. Yes, is Cody Ware going to win tomorrow?
I mean, I want to say yes. But I gotta say
we'd never leave. We'd never leave. Yeah, that would be a very just a horrible story for us, because we'd never get out of here. But
good for Cody.
Good for Cody. Good for Rick Ware. Not good for us. good for the sport, I guess. But we do have to make picks. We got to make our picks.
Do we have to?
No, we should. It's a thing. It's a thing that we
Time-honored
usually.
tradition.
It's a time-honored tradition, and I'm sure many people are just on the edge of their seats wondering who we're going to think is going to win. All three people. So, so I'll start with you. Who do you think wins tomorrow's round 2 of the playoffs in the Cup Series?
I mean, it's tough to. You want to say Denny because he's on the pole there, but that feels too easy. Feels, you don't want to take the obvious thing because the obvious thing doesn't happen in NASCAR. I think it'll be the guy that was going to win this race last year, and then he ran out of gas. Ryan Blaney. I mean, Penske's good at this track.
Yeah.
They're really good. And I think if Penske car will win, I think it'll be Blaney leading that charge. That's my pick.
Penske, I mean, they've got wins here in not just stock cars, but open wheel cars too. So there you go. I mean, they've got this place locked down, man. But yeah, like you said, they won here last year. Joey Logano won here a few years ago. So it's 2 out of 3 for them. They can make it 3 out of 4 tomorrow. I think that's a good pick. I think Penske is along those lines, but it's not who I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna go with Penske. I'm not even gonna go with Hamlin either. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go with a driver who has not been running well the last few weeks. And it's been a bit of a mystery as to why. No one seems to know what's going on with him. But then he qualified second today. I'm going to go with Kyle Larson. I think it's about time that Kyle gets this monkey off his back and finally just pulls off a win. I think this is the place that he could do it. It's a short track-esque kind of place. Not really. But still, I mean, this is a track that rewards veteran race car drivers, and Kyle Larson is anything if not a veteran race car driver. And not to mention, 7 of the last 9 Cup Series winners have started on the front row. Kyle Larson starts on the front row tomorrow. So track position I think is going to be key, unfortunately, as it has been the last few weeks, and that's my pick. So there you go. Wow. Yes, I know. Very, 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 yeah, I'm taking a lot of risks. Very risky there. Yeah, I know. But, well, that about wraps it up. We got to get out of here because there's people driving around, and I don't want to get run over. So, as a forklift certified man drives right past us, you can probably see the lights move across our bodies. But
The camera almost did not survive.
yeah, that was close. There's been a few moments. I don't know if any of you noticed, but anyway, I'm Dalton Hopkins with Frontstretch.com. This is Michael Massie. Thank you for following us so far, and please continue to do so as we come back here tomorrow. And we are here for the Enjoy Illinois 300, and we'll have a lot more content for you coming up tomorrow.
Steven Stump of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.